Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's my pleasure to get together with you this Wednesday morning, October 4th, 2023. We get together with our distribution partners and now even our clients most weekday mornings, talk about strategies, tips, techniques, share success stories, and support each of you. So we have a quick housekeeping note that's pretty relevant, but then we'll get into the topic of the day, which was originally scheduled for yesterday. And then we have another side topic to address. So we have a lot to cover. So let's get started. We have a very, very exciting announcement coming soon. What you need to know at this point is that we're no longer working with 509 Pacific for credit reporting for the trade lines. So we've terminated that, and there's a big, exciting announcement coming soon. As soon as we can release that information, we'll let you know about that. But just to give you a heads up. Our topic today is on the elimination of branch production requirements and in-person training. And then the last item we're going to talk about is developing an affiliate distribution team, which we had a training on previously to make sure that you keep your funnel filled. But we'll get to that in a moment. So we've had the opportunity to hear from a number of you, and it's great. So if you're one of our branches, we should be scheduling weekly one-on-ones. Many of us are talking more frequent than that, but it allows us to really monitor what you like, what you don't like, what needs to change. And so I heard from Brenda, who's on the training, and a few others, that we probably needed to clean up the training a bit. I think we've got good modules, and we break them down into little pieces with morning Zoom calls. But she was talking about a manual and more of a concise approach, and I agree with her. So we're going to go ahead and take Brenda's and others' advice and go back to what we previously did prior to the pandemic, which is bring our branches in, spend a full day with them face to face. So we're not distracted. It's not bits and pieces. Go through the manual and go through A to Z training. So that's an exciting announcement. We're going to start scheduling those training sessions. Effective this Saturday, in fact. So pretty much every Saturday going forward. Now, when you get around Thanksgiving and Christmas, we may have to revisit, but we want to network with, we want to provide a networking environment. We want to meet with you face to face and create a stronger relationship and stronger knowledge. And that allows us to do role playing and so forth. So we are excited to improve our branch experience. 3 elements of change, all good things. So some of the branches say, I don't want to have that responsibility of producing 2 clients a week after that 30-day grace period. And of course, there's this balancing act, right? We don't really want branch owners that are dabblers, but branches often don't want the production requirements. So we're going to waive those, but hear me out. We need to go through this whole discussion. Don't think of it in just piecemeal fashion. The second thing that we heard from a number of you, and I was talking to one of you this morning, now my mind escapes who it was as I was driving to the office, and the pressure was that they wanted the client placements, what we call the CPP, but with no upfront cost. So instead of having to pay $250 for those clients to be transferred over. So these aren't leads, these are contracted clients. He wanted them to be free. So we did incorporate that in. And then, as I mentioned, the in-person branch training. So some pretty exciting enhancements. So what's the update? So effective now, we're going to offer those enhancements for those of you that pay your branch license fee in advance. So normally you don't pay the branch license fee, right? We say, hey, don't worry about paying for it. Come on, 30-day grace period, meet minimum production requirements. You don't need to pay the branch license fee ever. It's deferred perpetually. But for those of you that want to go ahead and receive the broader scope of services, you can pay your branch license fee, and then you're eligible for the enhanced benefits. So again, just restating. So if you do this, if you take advantage of this, then you don't have production requirements. You certainly can produce, but you don't have to produce. If you have an off week or off month, there's no ramifications because frankly, you've already paid the license fee. The in-depth branch onboarding training. And again, Brenda just brought up some great constructive criticism that we really needed to have the training in a concise, streamlined fashion, not chunk, 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 chunk here and there. And so that's exactly what we do. We used to do this. We've moved offices since then, but we used to be in the Chamber of Commerce building. We had bought whiteboards, these long, I don't know if it was 6 to 8 feet long whiteboards we had. And we'd be diagramming everything. It was a great time. We had people fly in from all around the country, including Hawaii. We're very close. We're walking distance from Amtrak. So some people would Amtrak in and literally just walk over to the office. But regardless of the logistical details, so these are now available each Saturday. Now we got to keep in mind, you got to register because there's only so many spaces. We want to keep these small, no more than 10 attendees per event. And yes, you can bring a guest. So it could be you and a spouse or a business partner. And then again, the free client placement. So who has questions on this available enhancement? So for those of you that want to pay your branch license fee up front, these are the additional benefits. Questions, comments, concerns on that? Trevor says yes with exclamations. So that is awesome. Thank you. Ron says yes, great news. Yeah, so I think a lot of you would enjoy coming in and spending the day with us. Andre is asking about the location of the training. The location will change periodically just because not all of the normal venues that we use are available every Saturday. So what we need to do is register you for the Saturday that you want to attend, and then we can tell you. Sometimes we do it at our country club. Sometimes we actually do it at the airport. So the location will vary. It's going to be typically here in Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're just east of Dallas-Fort Worth. But the exact location will vary week to week just because not all the venues were available literally every Saturday. And that's what we want to do. So it's not hard for you to know. When's the next coming up training? Saturday. How much do you need to register in advance? I don't know, a day or two, really. We just need to see if there's an available seat at that time. And if you're bringing a guest, if there are 2 available seats, no more than 2 attendees per branch. Let's see. Andrew's asking, can you attend the training more than once? I don't know what the answer is to that, really. It's designed to be a one-time in-person training, but we can revisit that, Andrew, and see. All right, so let's see here what else we have. John's asking, can the branch license fee be financed? Of course. Yeah, of course. I highlighted way too much, so I don't know why all that highlighted. That shouldn't have been. But yeah, you can finance the branch license fee. You would just enroll in the credit and funding program, just like we do with clients, and you can finance that. Kimberly's asking about the branch license fee. Yeah, just look in your license agreement and you'll see the specifics on that, Kimberly. All right, so we'll see if we get any more questions on that, but let's go ahead and talk about the third topic we needed to cover briefly, which is for those of you that are having some production concerns, we need to get our arms around that. We need to have a really good October. There's just no reason that every branch, even if you're new, we don't help at least 1 client a day. That's not a requirement, but that's a goal that we have for you. And we hope that you set it for yourself. Let's enroll at least 1 client a day. Well, how could we accomplish that reasonably and relatively easily? Well, one option, of course, is the free client placements. We have a number of you signing up and ordering 1, 5, 10 clients, and we transfer clients over to you. These people have already signed up. So that's one option, but that's not really where I was going with this conversation. We had a training, I believe it was last week. You can look on YouTube on Business Paralegal's page, and you'll see we did a training on affiliate programming, affiliate distribution channels. Essentially, what we did is we encouraged, not mandated, but encouraged each of you, and it's a big part of what we cover in the in-person training, is to build a sales organization. You're the CEO of your branch. You own, you manage your business. You don't need to be a lone ranger. It only makes sense to have a sales team that's out generating leads and or even generating clients for you. Now, some people will come back and say, well, I'm too early in. I can't afford that. There's nothing to afford. Affiliates, so they would be your affiliate, not our affiliate. Affiliates are paid after the fact. So they go out and they spread the word to their sphere of influence or through marketing, whatever it is that you and they agree to do, and they generate the business, and you don't pay them until the money comes in. So please go back and revisit that affiliate training that we had for you recently, because we gave you specific examples of who to target. We talked about software that's available for free to track it, to keep it organized. If you missed that training, or even if you didn't miss it, I would encourage you to go back. All right, so with that being said, let's open it up for Q&A. Anyone have any questions on the housekeeping note? Any of you have questions on the elimination of the branch production requirements and in-person branch training, along with the free client placements? That's available if you want to participate. And then does anyone have questions on the affiliate model of feeding your funnel? Who has questions? I'm going to make this a little smaller. All right. Who has questions, comments, concerns? If you can type it into the Q&A box, it's kind of like a chat box of Zoom. Kimberly, I see your hands up. If you can go ahead and type that in. Andre, any questions, any comments? Andrew, Audrey asks, how soon can she request a free client? So right away, right? So to receive these additional benefits, you'll just go ahead and pay your branch license fee in advance, Audrey. And so you'll see the details of the branch license fee, of course, in your branch license agreement. Normally, we waive that perpetually based upon production. But instead of waiving that, if you want to pay for that, then you get these enhanced benefits. All right, so there's that. Andre has a good question. Her question is paying affiliates. Who pays the affiliates? Well, yes. So on a typical client, Andre, you're generating gross income $12,000 per client. Your net income is $6,000. So out of that $6,000 per client, and again, we should be doing this on a repetitive basis. So let's say that we do one a day and there's 30 days in the month. So your net income for your branch projected should be right about 180,000, Andre. So does that mean that there are no expenses out of your branch? No, there probably are expenses, right? You're probably paying yourself a salary. You're probably you probably have a company car. You have your benefits. Maybe you have an office. Maybe you have staff. And then the point to Andre's question, if you have affiliates, then you would be paying affiliates out of your branch, of course. But you just wanted to work up a budget. Build a budget off of that $180,000 per month of projected gross income and allocate that as you would like. As much as you want to pay yourself, determine how much you want to pay affiliates. You're controlling the P&L, as they would say, the profit and loss of your branch. All right, so Brenda has the next question. Yeah, and from what Brenda's getting to is the comp model for your affiliates. Because you know, as a branch, you have several income streams on a typical client that's enrolling in credit and funding. You have the front end. Normally, they're paying you $2,000 up front for the refundable setup fee. So you could share part of that or not. You have a minimum of $10,000 of the performance fee coming on the back end after the capital raise. You could share some of that with your affiliates or not. For those clients that have a collateral shortfall, you could get them plugged into the collateral support program. You're selling that for $5,000 to the client. You could share some of that income with the affiliate or not. And then fourthly, if the client would benefit from from the startup program, normally you're selling that for $2,500 and you could share some of that money. So you really have 4 primary revenue streams. Those of you that are insurance agents have 5. The insurance revenue is the 5th, which we don't take part of. But the bottom line is, you're right, Brenda, you could pick and choose how you want to reward, how you want to compensate your referral partners, your affiliates. Up to you. All right, so I want to dig deeper, though. I want encouragement, I want to encourage participation is what I'm trying to say. So, Denise and Reginald, what are your comments? What are your thoughts on this? Audrey, what are your thoughts or feedback? Kimberly, Lon, you and I spent time together yesterday. What's your feedback on this? Misty, welcome to the call. What are your thoughts? And Robert, I tried to call you this morning, by the way, Robert. But the bottom line is, this is a great value proposition, and you're not paying anything in addition for it. It's just available if you want the expanded services, then frankly, pay your branch license fee. If you don't want the additional services, then you can do as you're doing now and never pay the branch license fee. We offer to defer that perpetually as long as you meet the production requirements. Denise says she likes the CPP program, yeah, because Denise received 2 clients, I think it was yesterday. And so it's great, right? We've gone out, we've done the marketing, we've developed the client relationship, they're under contract, and then we legally transfer that contract from us to you. So now it's your contract. It's a receivable worth a minimum of $10,000, but it could be a lot more as you work with the client with their capital raise. All right, let's see what other feedback we have here. Yeah, and so some of you are asking about the branch license agreement. Yeah, you'll definitely want to go back and look at your branch license agreement, because it states those things that you promised to do, the things that we promised to do, and so forth. Now, what we didn't promise to do in the license agreement, we didn't promise to provide you in-person training, because we kind of had stopped that because of using Zoom and because of COVID. But now, based upon Brenda's feedback and others, there seems to be a demand for that. And so we're welcome to do that. There's no cost. You don't have to pay to come to this training. You can bring a guest. They don't have to pay to come to this training. And instead of paying for the client placements, you get those free. And then, of course, you don't have to worry about the branch production requirements anymore. The only reason really there's branch production requirements is it was kind of a promotion. Hey, don't pay the branch license fee as long as you come in and you're active enough. And so if you're paying the branch license fee, then of course it eliminates the production requirements. All right, let's see here. Any other questions on topics? I know it was a bit of a hodgepodge, so we took care of the housekeeping note, letting you know that we're no longer working with 509 Pacific for credit reporting. Big, exciting news coming soon. And once we're able to release the great enhancement, we will let you know about that. If you do have any clients that are in with 509 for credit reporting currently, they're being transferred today and yesterday. We've talked about the elimination of branch production requirements and free client placements and free in-person onboarding training now available. So we've covered that. Obviously, our contact us information hasn't changed. Anything that we missed today? Oh, and then we also talked about the importance of having a strong sales funnel. And one of the best ways to do that, in addition to the free client placements where we're assigning you clients would be to develop an affiliate team. We had a detailed training on that last week. Please go back and view that if you're not familiar with it. All right, well, we're wrapping up early today. That's a nice change. So have a great day. Let us know what we can do for you. Make sure that you're using Calendly and scheduling our weekly one-on-ones, and we'll go from there. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.